Hello everybody. I'm wanting to show off the Sig P365 frame swap from the smaller P365 to the larger XL frame. I decided to do this myself because, well, the main reason is because of the length of the magwell here. You can see that I already have a blood blister that's healing up because of reloading with this setup. So yeah, I don't like that too much. Normally I pull my pinky out of the way when I'm reloading, but it got me one time. Not fun. Before you do this swap, I'm gonna unload the weapon. Alright. Proceed to take it down. Alright, first thing you're going to need to do is take this pin out so that you can remove this entire trigger group assembly or whatever it's called. It's going to be from the left side of the weapon that you're pushing in. Sometimes it just comes out easily like this by pushing in. Sometimes it doesn't. Mine's a little bit hard, so I'm gonna give it a little hit. Set it on a raised surface. Make sure that's as centered as possible so I don't scratch up the frame here. Give it a little hit. Push it through. Mine likes to stop on the other side also, and it's difficult for me to pull it out with my hand. So instead of grabbing pliers and pulling it out with that, stick it back in here. Give it another little whack. Make sure this doesn't fly out and lose it. I almost lost it earlier when I did this. Go ahead and lift up from the rear on this. That just comes out all in one piece. The main piece I've learned about that you really want to be careful about, you don't want to lose. I don't think it comes out super easily, but this piece of metal here, that little spring thing in there is what holds that pin that we knocked out in place. So if that pin starts working its way out while you're shooting, it's probably because you're missing that little metal piece. All right, now you need to remove the mag release. So I've seen a couple different ways of this done. You have the way that you insert a paper clip in through this hole right here. There's a little hole right there. Okay, you insert that paper clip, you push, and there's a little, it's kind of springy right in here. So as you're pushing in, it's pushing in on that spring, pushing it away from the wall of this. And then you grab your nail right here. There's a little lip on this piece, and while you're pushing it in, you do this. But you kind of need another person, a third hand, or some awkward way to do it. I don't have an easy time doing it. I actually never got it successfully, and I quickly learned a different way to do it. So there was another video where somebody was using a razor blade to shove in there, and that looked sketchy as hell with him pushing that thing to his finger. It works, but you can take a little miniature flathead screwdriver and get the same job done. You can get the ones in the eyeglass repair kit. I already had one in another screwdriver kit, so any really small thin piece of metal like that will do the trick. So you're going to push in on the mag release. Okay. With this, create a little gap here by pushing this down a little bit. I'm going to take this and I'm going to insert it facing this at this angle. Okay, once it's up against that, I'm going to angle it straight in, and when it slides in a little bit, I'm going to release the button. And now that it's in there, ooh, I didn't even have to push. Okay, that was easier than it's ever been. I'm actually going to do that one more time. I'm going to jump to doing it again so you can see what it takes sometimes, because usually you actually have to push in on it, but it's really nothing. You just push straight in. I'll show you. Alright, so we're back here again. You have it inserted, you release it with your other finger, and then you just push straight in. Okay, just be careful. See how I just dropped that? Make sure you do not lose this little spring here, and also this little piece right here. This little piece sometimes gets sometimes gets kind of stuck up against the edge here, and if it hasn't come out, just give it a little tap and knock it out. Just don't lose it. Alright, so now we're going to replace it with the XL frame. Alright, I'm going to put the mag release in first. I'm right-handed, so I'll be inserting it through my offhand side. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed shooter, you're going to be inserting it on your offhand side. You're going to take this and you're going to set the spring down in this little pocket here. Okay. And if you're right-handed, you're going to be holding this with your left hand, and opposite if you're left-handed. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to hold this in my left hand, hold that spring in place. And you're going to hold your frame where the front of the barrel part is facing vertically upward. And on the offhand side, you're going to insert it. And you're going to use your finger on the inside. You can do it from either side. You're going to use your finger on the inside to kind of guide it on the other side. So you're going to stick it in there. Guide it with your finger. Alright, once it's in there, you're going to look over here, see if it's lined up. Just wiggle it around until it pushes in. Okay. Once it pushes in, hold it in place. Take your other little piece. It has a little tongue on it. See that little gap there? That's going to face upward. You're going to stick the other side and down. That tongue is going to face this other piece over here because it's going to be used to snap it in. Stick it in there with that tongue facing up. Still keeping pressure on this side so it doesn't fly out. I'm going to push it in. It's just going to snap into place, and that's done. Okay. Now you're just going to take the trigger assembly, stick it in there, angled down like that. You're going to put this piece in its slot first. Make sure it's seated in there, and then rock it into place. Just like that. Okay, this may happen where this ends up going back up. That's fine. Okay, now the piece that I have probably lost, this pin. No, I think it's over here. You're going to take that and you're going to insert it on either side. I just stick with the left side over here for pushing it in and putting it back in, or pushing it out and then putting it back in. Just stick it in there. And I'm usually able to do this just with my finger. Just push it in there. Should be good. There you go. Should hear a little click when it actually seats itself fully in. Okay, you're good. Okay, now we just need to put the slide in place. And this, if it has shifted up, you need to get it back down. Just push up on the slide lock like you're trying to lock the slide and drop it down. Okay? All right. The only other thing that may prevent the slide from going back all the way, and you think that it's like getting hung up on this metal piece right here, is actually, if I shake it down, this little piece right here. Okay, on the right side. If that is up, your slide will not go back. You need to make sure that that piece is down. Okay. Now that all that is ready, you take your slide, pull it back, lock it, put that back in place. Now you're all done. Okay, there is one more thing to consider here, the mag. So I did not buy a 12 round mag at first that had the base plate made for this. I had bought my P365 prior to the 12 round mags coming with this. The 12 round mags only came with this extended base plate here. So if you only have this, you can still use it because your weapon still came with the regular flush 10 round mag and the extended peaky 12 round mag, and you're able to use either of these base plates on here. It's a slightly tighter fit, but it works just fine. So I'll show you that. You're going to take your 12 round mag that you probably already have. You're going to remove the base plate by, alright, you see how this is a wider side right here? This side is more narrow. You're going to push in here and tilt it that way while you're pushing in, and it's going to start to slide that off. Okay, keep your thumb over here so your spring doesn't pop off and hit anything. Should be fine though. Okay, pull that off. Okay. This is able to come all the way out here. No big deal. Alright. So that's ready. I'm going to take the base plate off of this one and use it because I prefer a flusher fit. My hands aren't big enough to really worry about that extra pinky on this, even though it works and it looks really good actually. Okay. Going to take this, push it in and push towards the lip there. Slide that off, keeping your thumb over the spring. Okay. Now to put it on here. Alright, you see how you got a little cutout here and a cutout here? This is the front side right here with the larger cutout. I'm going to push this in and you're going to hold it below this lip here. Okay. From that front side with the wider cut, you're going to take the back side of this, and these are supposed to slide over those lips. So you're going to put it on there. Excuse me. All right, you're going to push down on it as you slide it back. All right, and you have to keep pushing down on the spring so that that little divot there, that nipple, will clear. All right, push it back and it pops into place. So now you have a base plate, smaller base plate on your original 12 round mag. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's a little bit tighter fit. This little lip here for this, when it was on the 10 round mag, this is angled here, so it's okay. It'll still fit. Get it in there. All right, it's just slightly tight right there, which is actually going to happen whenever you have a full mag. And if your slide is forward, that's going to happen with either mag anyway. It's going to get a little tight right there. You got to give it a little hit to knock it in place. See? Perfectly flush. Good. I actually think this looks better than the one that's meant for it. It pops out just fine. Okay, let me show you the other one. This is the regular base plate that comes with it. It's got a little cutout right there. See, it snaps in place easier right there. But if it was a full mag, and assuming this was actually forward, like it didn't lock to the rear on the last round, then it'd be a little tight right here and you'd have to slam it in. See how it's got that little cutout there? Yep. That's it. I like it. I'll show you the other base plate real quick, just so you can see what it looks like. See, my hands really don't need it, but if you want it, there it is. It's like it was made for it. It's a beaut. Alrighty. Hope that helps. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and comment below and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Thanks, everybody. Later.